Dan Roff, AD at Edison High School, and then later at Fridley High School, and this is the MnIAAA Hall of Fame. I grew up in Northeast Minneapolis, and I chose to go to Edison High School, 10 through 12, and it was there that I really had a great experience there. I played 3 sports, football, wrestling, and baseball. And I had lots of different opportunities, but I was comfortable at Augsburg. I was probably went there because it felt safe to me at that time in my life. It was a pathway now that I saw for myself that I didn't see being able to be in school, because school was always so significant for me. It was my place to just go and be, and you were challenged and you learned, and I realized that I really liked learning and all that came with it. And as I grew, by the time I was a sophomore in college, I knew I wanted to be a teacher and coach. I got into the Minneapolis public school system, and I was coaching football, wrestling, and believe it or not, I was doing badminton. That had just kind of come out in Minneapolis. I started to realize that the blend between coaching and teaching is, they're to me, one and the same. You just have a different classroom. There was a time where probably I'd been coaching for 6-7 years and had a mentor coach friend, and we actually shared a classroom. There, I think one of the AD jobs opened up at Edison, and I remember turning to him and we were talking. I said, because he said something, "Hey, you ever think about doing that?" And I said, "Are you kidding me?" I go, "That's the worst job in education." I said, "If I ever start thinking of talking about doing that, just come over and hit me in the head." And as I moved on, I got my master's degree, and then I realized that there could be a possibility of being an administrator, because you have such an effect on more kids over time, because your job then becomes finding great coaches, great teachers. What I realize is the position of AD, you have the ability to affect so many other people at a deeper level by hiring great people. It was the year after the time when I was a TOSA assistant principal at Edison. I said, I'm going to go out and take a look at what's out there this summer. Fridley was the place for me to go. And I started my 15 years at Fridley. You have to have great people around you in order for you to do this job well. And so that is one reason why I love being an AD, is because it's always changing. And at the same time, you have to be consistent. And those two things don't always blend well together, but it's part of the great challenge. Number one, know yourself and know how others see or perceive you, and make sure those are in alignment. Support your assistant. Let that person know that you are equal and you're doing this together. And the people that are in your staff, you got to turn that into a team and coach the heck out of them. The MnIAAA, to me, is the best professional group of people and association that I've ever been part of. We lift each other up, we teach each other, we share everything we have. So the thank yous, as we all know, could go on forever. So I'd say 2 important men. Ted Shulo was the guy who coached me in youth in 3 sports. And then Niles Schultz, my English teacher, head wrestling coach, head football coach in high school. There was a little crew that we got together, and Charlie, John, and Ribsy. I had John Washington in Minneapolis, who was really a wonderful man and leader. I'd say Dave Wicker has been Dave and I started Minneapolis together same year, and we were colleagues against each other, and we coached together. Sue Hansen at Fridley, she was my confidant, assistant, my teammate. I have a big thank you to Joe and Jody for the Inside Out. The Edison community, the Fridley community. They are very honest, hardworking people, and that's why we connected well. The MnIAAA, they've made a difference in my life. They gave me opportunities to lead, opportunities to share. And I'd say after my family, first my mom and dad, they taught us how to be hard workers. My brother and sister are still close. My children, Ben, Andy, and Abby, they picked great people to spend the rest of their life with. We've got 3 grandkids through the kids. And probably the most important thank you is to my wife, Julie. She recognized in me how much I love teaching and coaching, and she allowed that opportunity for me to be away, because she was definitely taking care of everything else. And I appreciate her, I love her, and I could not have had the life that I've had so far without her as that partner.